I gotta ask you, Eddie. As far as D'Lo for Dejounte Murray, the way D'Angelo Russell has been playing, do you feel like that is a good potential trade? Of course, we're gonna have picks involved and whatnot, but just the base of the trade. Do you like it or you hate it? How you feel?
Mate, I'm 50-50 on that, but I'll tell you why. DeJounte is a hell of a player, but they're completely different players, right? There is that Laker tax on the percentage, the 3-pointer percentage. Okay,
Yeah.
he's shooting now 39%. I bet you he'll come here and that will go down. That's for sure. You know that. Like he can be a dog, but here he was like just clapping back at the Hawks fans earlier today. You know what I'm saying? And like he's not ready for Lakers fans, bro. I'm sorry. Like
Wow, that's a hot take by my guy Eddie. Whoa,
bro, he's not ready. He's not
that is
ready.
a pretty good take, though. That is a pretty good take. I like what
He's not
DeJounte
ready
did, but that's
for
a good
Lakers
take.
fan.
That's a good take.
Bro, it takes 2 or 3 bad games
Mhm.
and everybody gonna be in his ass. And not just that, it might not even be his fault.
Yeah.
We have that scan as a coach, and like literally, if he doesn't know how to utilize him, bro, it's over. The guy gonna be hated here. It's another guy that goes somewhere else and gonna be a top dog, and here he's not gonna be. D'Lo is playing better now because he had that one-on-one with hand and said, "Look, I need the rock on my hand." You know, he's shooting better. He got more confidence. Even his defense is playing better. So I made a little list here, just 3 points between D'Lo and Murray, right? So 3 points. D'Lo is better. He's our best 3-point shooter right now. Okay.
Wow.
Playmaking, D'Lo is better, in my opinion. And the chemistry that he already has with the team, he can play with Austin. Although Austin is like a chameleon, he can play with anybody that he put besides him.
I like that.
He adapts his game. He adapts his game like Caruso used to adapt. So on DeJounte favor, he has a better defense. However, he's being criticized for that right now. Okay, although he's in a losing team, that so like motivation is not there. His athleticism is better, and he had a better contract. So that's why I'm 50-50. When you put all these good points, I'm 50-50. If I was the GM, I'm not pulling the trigger on that.
Wow.
First, because we're giving way too much. Okay, like I don't see him with worth a first round pick. I don't see it. I don't see it. And second, we have a guy that came from Miami, Kendrick Nunn 2.0. Unfortunately,
yeah,
we can put that guy. Mate, I would put the trigger. Kendrick Nunn, Gabe Vincent, and Torian Prince, and 2 second-round picks. Or pick swap. You choose it. And then I'll put the trigger on that. Because you know why? I remember you saying in one of your videos, in your shows, you say, we need that insurance policy. If D'Lo goes, who is our insurance policy? We cannot rely on Gabe Vincent, unfortunately. I'd rather have both of them. They can play in the starting lineup, or they can like cover for each other, coming out of the bench. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
That's my point.
That's a great point. You made a great point about how, especially I didn't think of that before. You know, we still need a backup point guard. That's facts. And if you're shredding all your assets for one player, now where does that leave you? Now we might have to cut further down the stretch and trade like a Rui next, or So you're right about that. That's interesting, man.
Funny you should say that.
I just have one more little point. Just one more little point. Sorry for taking so long.
Go ahead.
I'll shoot it.
Oh, you're killing it. Do it.
I was really like down on D'Lo last season in the playoffs, and I was the first one to say, don't resign him or sign and trade. You know what I'm saying? Because he choked.
Right.
Not even in the playing against the team that obviously played well, in my opinion. He played one game well, and that was it. So, but he's a Lakers fan, man. You can tell this guy is a Lakers fan. He had a 1-year party of his kid, or everything Lakers. He's a Lakers fan. So I value that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that he will sweat and bleed for the team. That's what I think, if he's given the opportunity.
Right.
And what like brought a negative point for him was Darvin Ham in the finals. If you have a one game that you're really bad, bench the guy. Or if you're like, he doesn't do adjustments during the game. So you are missing everything. You are missing a hoop in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot get a bucket for anything. Bench the guy. like preserve his image. I don't know about you guys. I played sports my whole life, but mainly soccer, right? My coaches, I
Right.
had two coaches. One, he would take one for the team, and the other one, he would blame the team. Davi Hand is the guy that blames the team. Oh,
That's
the
right.
players didn't do
That's
this.
true.
The players didn't. He
Mhm.
never brings to him. He never say like he never like protects the team and say like, look, I fucked up. Excuse my language.
No,
I'm
perfect.
angry at Davi Hand. I
Yeah.
fucked up. I messed it up. My rotations, my lineups are not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. He doesn't do that. So play it like in the game. Which game was that? The last one that we won, I think. He came twice to talk Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers passed Stone Cold. The game that D'Lo was crying. He was like doing snow angels like to Austin Reeves like that. Because Austin Reeves just passed through him and like, fuck you, cunt. You know what I mean? Like, so that just finalize my point. For me, that is no matter which trade we make, if we have that guy in the bench, I'm sorry. I'm
That
sorry.
part.
That's my point. That's my
Okay.
point. No matter.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I read like we need small tweaks. We have such a good team, man. Such a good team. Honestly, we have everything we needed. Like we have a big that can shoot the three. He now can play defense. Christian Wood's playing amazing defense, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the problem for me is Davin Hand. That's it.
Hey, great take, man. That's gotta
Hey,
be
come
the
on, Jeff, hit that thing one time. Jeff, hit that thing one time. Come on, man.
Yeah, double him up there. Double him
That's
up
for
there.
Eddie,
That was
man.
good.
Fire merch, man. He came ready for battle tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. I
He
got
was ready
something to
tonight.
counter you, but I love your take, man. Go ahead, Meez. You got a tough act to follow, man. Go ahead.
Man, no, man, my man Eddie hit the points, man. And I want to do something, man. I just want to take a short trip down memory lane, man. I want to go back into the off season where all of us, including myself, was throwing a parade and celebrating and talking about Rob Father putting arguably the greatest Laker team together and the best talent LeBron has ever had on a roster. I won't put everybody on the line because I'm included in that. I still
Right.
stand on that.
Me too.
I don't understand what part of a trash ass coach hinders player production the Laker fan base is not processing. This shit is pissing me off. Like we're losing talent because we have a trash dude on the bench misutilizing talent. This is not about our players or choking, not shot to Eddie, about this and this and this. This is the coach who don't know what he's doing. And to defend D'Lo, now don't get me wrong, DeJounte Murray is a hell of a talent, and I'm cool with a trade if it upgrades the team. I don't care about nothing. But in this particular case, D'Lo has been saying this for the last 2 seasons. What am I supposed to do when the coach only wants me to stand in the corner and be a spot up shooter? He's been saying this for 2 years. I've been yelling this since preseason. And the only pushback I have on my man Eddie as far as he choked, D'Lo ain't choked. The issue with D'Lo is Darvin Ham and his 3-guard lineups putting Dennis Schroeder at the point and D'Lo in the corner is why D'Lo wasn't performing. And after a while, you're sitting there, you know you can ball, you're an all-star point guard, but you can't get going. And the whole fan base is talking about trade this bum. How do you think that's going to process to this dude when the stupid-ass coach don't know how to utilize his talent? We got all the talent in the world to blow teams out of the water. I encourage anybody here to watch a video called Why the Entire NBA Runs the 5-Out Offense. That will show you the offense we're running and why every single role player on our team is struggling. They're all being relegated to being stand-still, spot-up shooters. Rui, Austin, Christian Woods, who averaged 20 and 10, 18 and 10, 17 and 7 last year, now 7 and 5 on our team. What we going to say? He's scared of the pressure and all that trash we keep putting on our players to cover up a trash ass coach. There's no gloves for this dude no more, man. I'm tired of watching this stuff on a nightly basis, and he's destroying a championship team. And now we got players talking about trade the entire roster just to get a whole new stack of players for Darvin Ham to screw up. This is the worst coach in the history of the NBA, and I'm not exaggerating. I've never seen anything like this. This is including every horrible coach we've had before, from Luke Walton to Vogel to Byron Scott. And I'm not talking hyperbole. I've never in the history of the game seen so much effery on a court. Let's talk the Clipper game last night. We played one of our more competitive games without LeBron. What happened in that moment in the game when Darvin let the Clippers go on that double-digit run and didn't do anything about it? That's where the game was lost. So we can't say it's the players. It's the players need to make. all of this going on with this coach and people talking about, well, if the players were more consistent, what? They sitting there telling you what the problem is. They've been telling you for years. Rui is not going to be better as a center. Jackson Hayes, who is a double rebound guy, is being used as a stretch 5. Like, what we talking about? I had this, and this is my last point. I had to go off in my DM and start blocking people when somebody hit me up and said, well, if Jackson Hayes just start making his threes, he get minutes.
He never done,
that's
bro.
crazy. That's hold on.
Let
me
done with it. I can't.
No, Jackson Hayes.
That person deserves to be blocked. That person deserves to be blocked.
And that's why I said on Twitter where I start blocking people. When you don't know basketball, period, Jackson Hayes will be a double dude in any other era, dunking on people's heads, and the coach is using him as a stretch 5. Like, what are we talking about? This dude is a nightmare of a coach. We can't. I'm paused, man.
No, you guys absolutely killed it with the coaching stuff, but the question was,
I
love how they went off.
They've been holding it in. They've been holding it.
Hey, shout out Eddie.
The question was
great. That was good. This is the fieriest I have ever seen. Our guest Eddie, and of course Meez.
Eddie.
I loved it.
This Eddie's fault. Eddie started it, man.
Darvin Ham brings out but a few things here. I want to give a little pushback here, a little context here. First of all, I admire both you guys' passion, and I will say I will give Meez probably the longest leash of any Darvin hater I've seen, because he's been doing this a lot longer than almost anybody. There's a couple of dudes I knew that were literally calling for Darvin Ham in the 3rd game of the preseason, his rookie year. I've seen a couple, and I was like, what the? Okay, I was like, so, but Meez wasn't that dude. Like, he wasn't that. He was like, okay, let's see. He was at least okay, he's a rookie coach. Let's see if he can. But the second, it didn't take long. It didn't take long. So Meez has the longest leash of anyone, of any Ham bashing. I get that, because he's been frustrated. His videos are incredible. This, that, and the third. I do got a little pushback, though, a slight pushback. As far as like these guys have played with bad coaches a lot of their careers, like whether AAU, some college guys that didn't get away with. Like, there's a lot of guys who've gone through bad programs and still got there, still competed, still did their thing. And so at the end of the day, they're still paid to be a professional. They're paid to be out there. They're paid to play. Everyone has frustrations with their job. We don't get to show up and say, I'm not working today. So not getting back on defense, not boxing out, not diving on the floor. You do that for your teammates, not for your coach. So that I do got a little pushback on, but again, I get where you're coming from. I get why they're over it. I get why they're frustrated. I get all this stuff. So when it comes down to that, I'm also going to give, I heard Dan say this earlier, so I was also thinking this, but he said it earlier, so I'm going to give him credit too, is we also saw what he did with 6 new guys after the trade deadline last year. So we did see what he can do. The thing is this, I still absolutely 100% stand on the job that Rob Pelinka did. The problem is this is a beautiful puzzle that the pieces just don't fit. Sometimes you just can't predict that. You've seen some of the greatest rosters ever molded, but they just didn't come out the way you thought. And that's not sitting there thinking like you didn't do your job or it was negligence. Hindsight's 2020. It's very easy for all of us to do this, right? Darvin has a lot of blame, ton of blame. I'm not going to sit here and excuse anything that Darvin has done, but I'm not removing players from responsibility at all. That's unfair. So being said with that, I do think that if the Lakers pull off multiple moves to reset what Dan has called for the longest time, a stench of losing in this locker room, because I got to tell you something real quick. It is not just Darvin Ham that they're tuning out and frustrated with. I'm going to leave it to your own imagination to figure out who I'm talking about.
I might be with you.
So let me just finish real quick. And I'm not here to I'm just saying it might not. I'm gonna say this clearly. It might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea. No, I'm not going where you guys think I am. Not yet anyway. It might not be a bad idea to get more clutch people in here, is all I'm gonna say. Because at the end of the day, like I said, some of these players, it's not just Darvin Ham. It's not just Darvin Ham. That's all I'm going to say. Outside of that, I do think, like I said, I don't think I ever really answered the question Dan asked either. I gave a probability.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's a passionate, this is a very passionate discussion, because I never thought in a million years that the Lakers would be sitting over, the Laker fans or Lakers, we'd be sitting over here praying for this DeJounte Murray trade like it was AD. That's how desperate we are this year, because we're the 9th seed. We just came off the Westbrook hill. We just came off the injuries after the bubble. We just came off of losing 11 straight games to the Clippers. We came off of all this. This was supposed to the year that shit got fixed. That was supposed to be this year. That's why everyone's so mad. So we're mad. They're mad at Darvin. They're mad at D'Lo. They're mad at Austin. They're mad at Taurean Prince. They're mad at everyone. But at the end of the day, like, should be mad at the consistency and the chemistry of this whole damn team, which is what happens when dudes are always in and out of the lineup. Now, I'm not going to sit back and just blame injuries, but when dudes don't got that cohesiveness, this is what comes with that. This is what happens. That's why I think that I was not thinking this before. I think they need another move like last year. They need to get like half of this team out of here, right?
Yes.
And I got the perfect scenario to do it. We're going to get to that. I got the perfect 3 trades to get this done. But at the end of the day, like, it has to get done. And I will stand just as much as I stood, and I will stand and I will stomp on just how happy I was with the job that Rob Pelinka did this offseason. I will also stand on this. Whoever we bring in, it is not just going to be Darvin Ham that puts that shooter in the corner. It's going to be number 23 in purple and gold. He needs to let that man, if he gets here, have the ball like he's been letting D'Lo do these last 6 games. And that's how you get production. Because no matter who Darvin, Scam, Ham Pockets, whatever you guys want to call him, no matter who he puts in the game, if Braun is saying, man, give me the ball, go over there. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, whoever comes in, I said, it might be better to be a clutch guy. It might be better, right? So because, Braun getting points on a package there anyway. So what I'm saying is, like, it's not just that. So my question to you guys, just real quick follow-up, because I think Eddie brought some stuff to the table. I got a big ass head and my brain didn't find that clue. You know what I mean? Eddie brought up a very good point of saying, like, how is DeJounte going to handle the Laker nation if he can't even, the Hawks don't have a nation. It's not even a village. It's Atlanta Hawks. You know what I mean?
With all due respect.
Yeah. Well, can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Is it going to fit? Like, is Braun going to let him and trust him with the ball? I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm just saying it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Well,